All right, good morning, Dinner on a Dime. I am Misty, and I am here with the second part of our video that is going over 20 tips that will save you actual money in the grocery store. And we're not only talking about them, we are talking about how much we can save with each of these tips. So, real world experience, how much can each one actually save you in your grocery budget? So, if you are new here, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're returning, make sure to like the video as well. Please leave me comments. I love interacting with you guys on YouTube here, and make sure that you ring that notification bell. That way you know when new content is coming your way. All right, so we're gonna jump in. If you didn't see the first 10 tips, go back, watch those as well, and I hope you enjoy the second half of this video series. So number one is going to be master the leftovers game. Okay, a lot of people will put their leftovers in the fridge and that's where they go to die. A lot of people will just box them up for lunches and they kind of get tired of it and then it doesn't end up getting eaten. And so what can we do? We need to learn how to reinvent our leftovers, and that way it helps prevent food fatigue. So what do I mean? Okay, if I cook breakfast sausage, like I make a whole tube of breakfast sausage and I brown it up for like breakfast tacos, okay? If I have leftover sausage, I will freeze it in baggies marked breakfast sausage, and then I use it to put on pizzas because it's delicious on pizza, okay? If I have taco meat left, we will then repurpose that taco meat into quesadillas. If I have chicken left, I will pull it off the bones, I will shred it up, and then I will save it for things like chicken enchiladas or King Ranch chicken casserole or chicken tetrazzini. So you see what I mean here? You can take your leftovers and you can repurpose them into completely different meals, and that way it keeps it fresh and fun. So what can this save you? If you repurpose your leftovers, you reinvent them into other meals, it can save you anywhere from $20 to $80 per week. So that is real money that adds up real fast, okay? So repurpose, reinvent, reinvigorate that food and turn it into something else that your family will eat. All right, next up we have avoid pre-cut produce. We've talked about that a little bit. Remember, the pre's always equal extra money. Pre-processed, pre-packaged, pre-cut, pre-cooked always equals extra money. You're always going to pay for that that processing fee, okay? So my tip here is, remember, you are paying for someone else to do something that you could easily do yourself. And you can buy whole fruit, you can buy whole veggies, you can buy whole cheese blocks, you can prep all of those things yourself. Now, I will say this, if it's on clearance, that's a whole other story. If it's on clearance, buy it, enjoy the pre-cut, you know, the steps you don't have to do when it's on clearance. But if you will avoid doing pre-cut produce alone, okay, not even talking about all the other pre's, right? Just pre-cut produce, that can save you 30 to 70% off of what you would have spent on that produce just to do it yourself. And it only takes a few minutes of your time. All right, the next one is plan 3 to 4 base meals. And as you guys know, I just have my notes over here. My ADHD brain cannot remember everything for an entire video. I wish I could remember it all. I can't. My thoughts go. All right, so you don't need to bring to the table 7 completely different new meal ideas every week. Okay, you need to have those routine meals that are built in that you know you're going to do. Now, I don't have 3 to 4 that I rotate on a weekly basis because I would get tired of those 3 to 4 things really quickly, but I have about 10 to 14 meals that I rotate throughout a month, and then I'll bring those meals back the next month. So having a base meal idea like a burrito bowl or a pasta dish or a stir fry or a sheet pan meal, you can build all sorts of different combinations off of those meals very easily. And you can use whatever's on sale in that, okay? So if things are really cheap for a burrito bowl this week, make burrito bowls. If pasta and pasta sauce are on sale the next week, make a pasta dish. So you can play with this, and of course, as you add more stock of things to your pantry, then you just pull out those things because you've already bought them at their lowest price, and you pull them out and you make these meals with what you already have on hand. But so what can this save you by, just having some base meals every week can save you $20 to $50 per week on your grocery bill. So that's another big savings. All right, the next one is one of my favorites. Use a hand basket instead of a cart. Carts are meant to play mental games with you, because if you're only buying a few things, your cart looks very empty and it needs friends and it needs to be fuller. And the next thing you know, you have filled up this cart with a lot of things that you were not intending to buy, and then you overspend. Okay, so what I like to say is limited space limits your impulse buys. You don't have as much space to put things. You're not going to be as tempted to add to it because you're now overfilling the space that you have, which is also an uncomfortable feeling, right? So if you are buying fewer than 10 items, just skip the cart altogether. Get a hand basket. If you are buying like 10 to 15-ish things, depending on what they are, I like the little like half-size buggies. That's what I like because it still looks full, right? Mental games. Okay, so what can that save you? It can save you up to $30 per trip, so $10 to $30 per trip. All right, the next one is shopping the perimeter of the store first. So remember that the processed stuff, pre-processed, is mostly in the middle aisles of the stores, and those are your pricier items. So you want to do a perimeter walk first. Primarily fill up on things like your fresh produce, your meat, your dairy. Then if you need something off of those aisles, kind of plan that strategically in your mind that you're only going to go down the aisles that you need to in order to pick up those specific items, and then put your blinders on, right? So that you're not seeing those other items. So what can perimeter walk shopping save you? It can save you $15 to $50 per week. And the other thing I like about perimeter shopping is it gets me to the back of the store quicker, which is where the markdowns are. Also, the perimeter is where you're going to find a lot of markdowns on like your produce, your meat, your dairy. So it's a great place to be looking out for those clearance deals. All right, the next one, number 6, is track prices on the 20 items that you buy the most. You've got to start learning your price points. You've got to start learning what a good deal is and what a good deal isn't, right? Because sales aren't always a real deal. Sometimes things are marked up in order to put them on sale. And so if you know that your normal price is lower than that, then you know that you don't need to go ahead and buy it. So keep a note in your phone. Keep a note in a notebook. You can track it in Excel, whatever works best for you. But you will know when your prices drop below that set price point that you have determined is like your stock up price. And then you will know when to stock up on items and when to avoid buying them altogether. And so what can this save you? It can save you hundreds of dollars per year, okay? Knowing your price point and buying things when they're at their cheapest price is going to save you a lot of money over the course of the year. All right, number 7 is make a use it up meal night. So this is where you're just clearing out your fridge, you're clearing out your pantry of like open products, and you're stretching your budget. So how do we do that? We combine leftovers with things that we already have open or things that we need to use up in our house. So you can easily turn like leftover veggies and chicken and sauce into a dish, right? You can make a pasta out of a lot of leftover things. You can make a fried rice out of leftovers. You can make quesadillas. You can make soup. The options are endless. And this can save you approximately $10 to $30 per week. All right, number 8 is one of my favorite tips, and that is freeze everything you can. Your freezer is a time machine for your food. Your freezer will stop things from going bad. It will extend its life indefinitely. I do everything. I cut up veggies to prep for like soups and stir fries and things, and I get them in the freezer. I will smash up bananas and put them in bags for banana bread and get it in the freezer. Bread, I'll get it in the freezer. Lots of different things. So remember, you can freeze bread, cheese, herbs, sauces, meats, bananas, all sorts of things. And if you're not sure, just Google it. Just do a Google search and see if you can freeze it or not. And this will save you like $300 to $600 per year easily. And I say easily because I only use like leftover bits and I save them in small baggies, and then I put them in a big baggie, and then I pull them out as I need them. But depending on how hard you make that freezer work for you, you could easily be saving that $300 to $600 per month or per quarter. So the savings here are endless on that one. All right, number 9 is time your shopping trips strategically. My brain's having problems saying trips and strategically. Time your shopping trips strategically. There we go. So markdowns happen at certain times of the day, and that is going to depend on your store in your area. Some of mine do it in the morning around 10 to 10:30 in the morning. Others don't do it until about 7 in the evening. So you really have to know your store. And so the best tip I can give you on this one is ask a store worker when they schedule their markdowns for, because they will tell you, and then you will know when to be in the store. Because if you're there at the wrong times, you're not going to find the deals. You need to be there at the right time. And so this can save you anywhere between 20 and 70%. At my stores, I would tell you it is going to save you either 30% or 50%, depending on who's doing the markdowns that day. All right, and then lastly is make sure you have joined your loyalty program everywhere, okay, regardless if it's groceries or not. This is easy. It's free savings. You're going to miss out on it if you don't sign up for the loyalty program. Most of these are easy to sign up online. And then you just simply enter your phone number at checkout. Remember to use it at your fuel stations, your 7-Eleven, your Starbucks. No matter where you go, make sure you are taking advantage of those loyalty programs. And they can save you between $10 and $100 per month. Easy. There goes my lights. So anyways, that is the second half of our video. So I hope you have found some tips in here that can help save you money in your grocery budget and your cooking journey as well, okay? And so what I will say is maybe not all of these are applicable to you and your shopping method, but utilize the ones that are, and get out there and get the savings that you can, because that is the name of the game, is trying to save as much money as we can on groceries so that we have that money to use on other things, okay? All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.